The plague is first documented on the Black Sea in 1347. And it's Mongols who seem to bring the plague.
The Silk Road became a superhighway for disease.
Coming out of Central Asia across the plains were different intersecting parts of the Silk Road. Traveling with the caravans were rats. Traveling with the rats were fleas. Traveling with the fleas in the sort of the intestines of the fleas were parasites. And that's how plague made its first entrance with trade goods from the east into the Mediterranean world.
In the Middle Ages, plague spread maybe about 2 kilometers per day by land routes, and it also spread by shipping routes to major ports. The plague was devastating as it made a relentless march from Italy across to France, Spain, Portugal, up to England, and then as it continued to make its way north up to Germany and to the Netherlands. These cities had all the conditions to sustain plague, the filth, the squalor, and then you had this massive number of people all packed together in these small dwellings, and it was the exact sort of situation you would want if you were trying to cause a plague epidemic.
This plague was an absolute horror for our species. Roughly 2/3 of the population of Europe was simply eliminated. The world would seem as though it were coming to an end.
People start turning to the church to ask for the hand of God, and it strikes priests and bishops and clerics just as much as it strikes others. Civil law broke down. There was no way to administer a city in these conditions. It was mass hysteria and mass fear.
At the end of the day, although the plague is an absolutely horrible condition, it sets the stage for new thinking.
The plague had a deep effect on human civilization because the structure of society changed.
The feudal society is broken down. People who once were peasants can now possibly become merchants.
History is so fundamentally changed by the plague. I would make the argument that disease is probably one of the few greatest forces of human history.